The lights of the NGM Grand Garden Arena blaze like molten gold, cutting through the smoky air of Las Vegas. It's fight night, one of those rare evenings when two worlds collide. Cuban precision versus Mexican fire. The crowd hums with electricity, flags waving, chants echoing across the rafters. Cameras flash like lightning as the ring announcer's voice roars through the speakers. On one side, Erislandy Lara, the American dream, steps forward draped in the Cuban flag, calm as a chess master about to enter war. He has fought his way from the streets of Guantanamo to the bright lights of America. His style, molded by the Cuban amateur system, fluid, disciplined, untouchable. Across the ring stands a young lion in black and gold. Saul Canelo Alvarez, the pride of Mexico, the red-haired sensation carrying the weight of a nation. His record gleams, his fists are thunder, and his eyes burn with a quiet, focused fury. As the referee gathers them in the center, the tension is almost unbearable. Lara's eyes are still, calculating. Canelo's pulse is a storm beneath his calm face. The crowd rises in unison as the bell approaches, knowing they are about to witness something more than a fight. This is a clash of philosophies, a battle between movement and power, between artistry and aggression. The bell rings. The dream begins. From the opening seconds, Lara circles the ring like a ghost, light on his feet, graceful, untouched. Canelo stalks, patient but predatory, cutting off angles, his shoulders tight with focus. The Cuban southpaw flicks his jab, testing distance, snapping Canelo's head just enough to mark his territory. The Mexican responds with a thudding hook to the body, the kind of shot that carries a message. You can run, but I'll find you. Every feint, every step, each time Alvarez tries to corner him, Lara slips out like smoke, popping him with straight lefts that slice through the guard. The crowd alternates between cheers and frustration. Half admire the beauty of Lara's movement, the other half crave Canelo's violence. It's a stylistic chess match disguised as a brawl. By the end of the round, Canelo lands a right hand that staggers Lara slightly, drawing a roar from the Mexican faithful. Lara answers instantly, a left straight down the middle, clean and cold. The bell sounds, and both men return to their corners knowing the tone has been set. One man will chase, the other will dance. But in that chase, the danger will build like a tightening coil, ready to snap. Round after round, the rhythm becomes hypnotic. Lara's feet are poetry, every pivot, every glide a masterclass in control. He makes the ring look enormous, using every inch of canvas to create space. Canelo keeps advancing, his head low, gloves high, firing body shots meant to break down the Cuban's foundation. The sound of leather on flesh echoes, a heavy drumbeat against Lara's ribs. The Mexican crowd senses the slow turn of momentum. Lara, however, remains disciplined. He lands jabs, counters, quick lefts that sting and disappear. But for every clean punch, Canelo answers with a thunderous hook to the midsection that shakes the air. In the third, Alvarez traps Lara briefly on the ropes, launching a flurry. left to the liver, right upstairs, another left hook that grazes the chin. Lara escapes, blood slightly visible at the corner of his mouth. He grins faintly, taunting, but the smirk hides discomfort. Each step costs him energy. Canelo's relentless march is beginning to chip away at the Cuban's stamina. The crowd feels it. The cheers grow louder for every punch that lands to the body, every sign that Lara's movement may soon slow. Yet as the bell rings, both fighters lock eyes, and what passes between them isn't hatred, it's recognition. They know this is no ordinary night. By the middle rounds, the contrast could not be clearer. Lara's brilliance is on full display, but so is Canelo's persistence. The Cuban dances backward, firing pinpoint counters that land with mathematical precision. But Alvarez refuses to yield. His punches sound different now, heavier, crueler, like hammer strikes against a hollow drum. The crowd chants, "Mexico, Mexico," as the red-haired warrior digs to the body, forcing Lara to clinch. In the corner, trainer Ronnie Shields urges Lara to stay disciplined, to box smart, but the ring feels smaller with every passing minute. Canelo cuts it off like a craftsman, moving in diagonals, pressing Lara to the ropes, and thundering hooks into his ribs. Lara's defense remains sharp, but his breathing is deeper now, and the sweat pours down his face like rain. At ringside, commentators debate the scoring. Some favor Lara's clean precision, others Canelo's aggression. But inside the ring, numbers mean nothing. It's pain versus endurance, control versus chaos. Near the end of the sixth, Lara lands a beautiful left hand, flush on Canelo's jaw. The crowd gasps, but Canelo doesn't blink. He answers with a hook to the body, so savage it folds Lara in half for a moment. As the bell rings, Canelo walks to his corner with quiet confidence. The tide is changing. Round 7 begins like a storm reborn. Canelo's pressure has evolved from reckless pursuit into calculated suffocation. Each step he takes now cuts Lara's space in half. The Mexican's corner screams for more body work, and Canelo obliges, digging left hooks into the Cuban's ribs, forcing him to retreat. His right hand lands clean on Lara's temple, drawing a gasp from the crowd. A cut opens near Canelo's right eye, but he wipes the blood away with a smile, almost savoring the chaos. Lara circles again, but his legs betray small signs of fatigue. Canelo corners him, firing a 3-punch combination, left hook, right uppercut, left to the body, and for the first time, Lara holds on. The referee separates them as the crowd explodes. This is Canelo's kind of fight now. Dirty, close, physical. Lara counters late in the round, landing a crisp left hand, but it lacks the sting it once had. The bell rings, with both men breathing heavy. But it's Canelo whose body language speaks volumes. He doesn't just want to win, he wants to break the dream. The 8th and 9th rounds are pure psychological warfare. Lara, bruised yet unbroken, tries to reclaim distance, flicking jabs and circling, his movement a desperate ballet of survival. Canelo, meanwhile, stalks with growing authority. His head movement is sharper, his patience honed. Every time Lara stops to punch, Canelo punishes him to the ribs. The thud of leather echoes louder than the crowd's roar. Blood trickles from Lara's lip, mixing with sweat. He grits his teeth, refusing to fold. His pride is that of a Cuban champion, unwilling to surrender an inch. But the ring has become a trap, and Canelo is the hunter inside it. Late in the ninth, Alvarez lands a thunderous right hook to the body that makes Lara stumble backward. The crowd erupts, the chants of Canelo, Canelo, filling the arena like thunder. Lara retreats, his legs now heavy, but still manages to fire a brilliant left that snaps Canelo's head back. The exchange brings everyone to their feet. Each man's expression tells the story. Lara's defiance, Canelo's fury. The round ends with both fighters standing chest to chest, exchanging blows that shake the air. No knockdowns, no quit, just the raw. As the fight enters the championship rounds, the energy in the arena is electric. The fans sense they're watching two men at the limits of their will. Lara's movement slows further, his feet dragging ever so slightly on the canvas. Canelo senses the weakness and presses harder, walking through Lara's punches with a savage grin. The Mexican's body shots are relentless, each one thudding like a hammer against steel. Lara fires back, sharp and sudden, but the volume is gone. He's forced to tie up more often, clinging to survive Canelo's storm. The commentators note the difference. Lara's accuracy remains high, but his effectiveness fades. Canelo, meanwhile, thrives in the trenches, unleashing vicious uppercuts and hooks that echo through the ground. The crowd chants his name with every strike, the sound swelling like a national anthem. Yet Lara refuses to crumble. Every time he's trapped, he fires back with combinations that remind everyone why he's called the American Dream. As the bell rings for the 11th, both men are marked, both drenched in sweat, and both fully aware that the fight hangs in the balance. It's become more than a contest of skill. It's a test of identity. The artist versus the warrior. Cuba versus Mexico. Mind versus heart. The 12th and final round begins under a blinding wall of noise. Both fighters meet at center ring, no longer dancing, no longer circling, just fighting. Canelo stalks forward, eyes locked on his prey. Lara slides left, jabs, moves again, but the rhythm is broken. Canelo cuts the distance and unleashes. Left hook, right uppercut, left to the body. Lara absorbs, counters with a quick 1-2 that lands flush, and the crowd gasps at the exchange. Every second feels like borrowed time. The sound of punches mixes with chants, with shouts, with the thud of gloves against flesh. Lara's back hits the ropes. He spins out, but Canelo catches him with another body shot that visibly hurts him. The final minute turns into a desperate symphony. Lara firing his last bursts of energy, Canelo pressing forward with a champion's will. When the bell finally rings, both fighters stand frozen for a second, staring at each other. No celebration, no collapse. Just mutual respect between two warriors who've given everything. They return to their corners, Their fates now in the hands of the judges. The crowd stands as one, still unsure who has won, but certain they've witnessed something unforgettable. As the ring announcer gathers the scorecards, tension grips the air like a vice. Lara stands stoic, his face marked but proud, his body language calm. Canelo paces, adrenaline still surging through his veins, sweat glistening under the lights. Second, 115-113 for Canelo Alvarez. The crowd explodes in divided chaos. And then, the final score, 117-111 for Canelo Alvarez. The arena erupts into madness. Canelo raises his gloves, emotion flooding his face. Lara shakes his head, disbelief shadowed by dignity. It's a split decision that will echo in boxing debates for years. To some, Lara's movement and precision were masterful. To others, Canelo's pressure and power earned the victory. But in that ring, beneath the roaring lights, both men carved their truth. Lara walks away, knowing he fought on his terms. A craftsman until the end. Canelo stands tall, not just as the winner, but as a man who proved he could solve the unsolvable. The MGM Grand roars one final time as the music swells, lights flash, and the voices of two nations collide. In the heart of Las Vegas, the legend of Canelo Alvarez grows.